Hey, Wrong World Entertainment, and let me ask you a question. Have you ever heard of the game Phasmophobia? Now let me ask you another question. Have you ever wanted to see that game in a live action movie? Because that's exactly what you're getting from Blumhouse. Yes, they have officially announced they are going to make Phasmophobia the movie. I have no idea how the hell you're going to make this thing work as a movie, but we'll have a look at the article and then you will see bits of the game here and there in this video to kind of give you an idea of exactly what the game is, even though we do mention what it is in this. But yeah, this is weird. But anyway, let's have a look. So it says Blumhouse Productions made a big stance as a voice of the horror genre with their first ever The Business of Fear event, which took place in Hollywood, California. Blumhouse CEO Jason Blum was in attendance, as was Automatic Monster CEO James Wan, along with horror author Stephen Follows, to discuss the expansion of horror in recent years across various subgenres. The event also served as an opportunity for the production company to announce that they're adapting one of the most popular paranormal first-person horror games to hit the market in recent years. Per Deadline, Blumhouse Productions is moving forward with an adaptation of the horror game Phasmophobia. No details were given about a writer or director for the project, but it will be produced by Blumhouse and Wan's Atomic Monster. I think I said Automatic the first time, it's Atomic. Alongside Kinetic Games Limited, the studio behind the popular game, first released in 2020. This should serve as great news for fans of the game, as its popularity has grown significantly since it was first launched. No stranger to video game adaptations, Blumhouse is set to release the highly anticipated sequel to Five Nights at Freddy's later this year. Didn't the first movie not perform all that well, and a lot of people didn't particularly like it? Either way, this is what Phasmophobia is actually about though. This is what the game is. So Phasmophobia is a 4-player online co-op psychological horror game. You and your team of paranormal investigators will enter haunted locations filled with paranormal activity and try to gather as much evidence as you can. Use your ghost hunting equipment to find and record evidence to sell onto a ghost removal team. Now, you hear that, and what you have to ask yourself is, how in all that's holy are you going to make that into a movie? Because by the way, it's not just a 4-player game. You can play single player, but it's more fun when you see people playing in groups of 4. And basically, you kind of have to level up to be able to get better equipment and stuff. And what it is you basically start off with missions. You can pick whether you're going to a house or a barn or something. I think at the start you can only go to the house until you unlock other areas. But the areas where like the house, a barn or something like that, a camping area, an old run-down school and a hospital and all this type of stuff. The game is backcrap crazy because it's hysterical when you watch people playing it. A lot of people played it on stream and it was hilarious because they were just freaking out. And what you do is you go in, you have different equipment. So you can have an EMF meter, a white noise maker, salt to put down, a Bible, all this type of stuff. And you're basically to try and coax the ghost to come and interact with you. You have sanity levels, which if it goes too low, the ghost starts hunting and tries to kill you. And if it kills you, the interesting part is your teammates can no longer hear you. They can see your body on the ground, but you yourself playing, you are basically a spirit now, and you can follow them around. You can throw things and move things to kind of interact with them. They can't hear you. You know, your chat and everything is cut off from them, but you can also see the ghost that killed you everywhere it is, so you know exactly where it is. And it's like, how do you make that into a game or into a movie? And then as well, you have to try get evidence, whether it writes in a book or whether you see objects moving in the green laser, or whether you get temperatures dropping below zero and stuff. and you wind it down. You mark off each thing you get in a book, and then you kind of get left with which type of ghost it is. Is it poltergeist? Is it this? Is it that? And you mark it, and if you get it right, you get extra money. And then, of course, as I said, you get to leave and you get to buy more equipment and unlock better areas to go and investigate. As I said, when you watch people play this game, especially in groups of 4, it's hysterical. I do not know and cannot figure out how the hell you're supposed to make that into a movie. And here's the question: would they make it somewhat of a horror comedy? Because that is one of the highlights, as I've said many times already. The highlight is watching people lose their goddamn minds playing this game. Are you going to have that type of fun in the whole thing of a movie? I don't know whether they would. Blumhouse seems to kind of stick more to the traditional, like, proper horror genre. So it's kind of weird. I'm not sure what way Five Nights at Freddy's actually works. I haven't watched that movie yet. Like I said, I've heard pretty bad things about the movie. I've heard a lot of people just say, yeah, it doesn't capture what the game is. And that is an issue. If that's the type of reaction you got to your first real attempt with Five Nights at Freddy's, I don't know how you're going to do a game like Phasmophobia. it's just, even just trying to wrap your head around the idea that they're going to do a live action Phasmophobia movie. It's just like, are you going to just do it in a house? Are you going to do it in one of the hospitals? Like, are you going to be unlocking? How are they going to do this? Don't know, but they have officially announced that they are adapting Phasmophobia for the big screen for reasons best known to themselves. And from what I understand, I think the game has now been kind of upgraded and stuff and is actually now available on the likes of PS5 and VR and Xbox and all this stuff. I think it was originally only on PC, like on Steam and stuff like that. But I think they've updated it and improved the graphics. Either way, I still don't get how the hell they're going to make a movie of this. Again, is it going to be a horror comedy? Is it going to be a real serious take on it? Don't know. But it's going to be interesting to see what happens. So if you're a fan of the game, Phasmophobia, brace yourselves because Blumhouse is about to try and make it into a movie. And with that, I shall leave it there for this one. Like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. Cheers, and I'll catch you in the next one.